Hi, hello guys, how are you all? As you all would have known, ஆர்சிபியோட ஃபேன் செலிப்ரேஷன் பெங்களூரு சின்னசுவாமி ஸ்டேடியமில் நடந்துச்சு. எப்படி ஸ்டாம்பேட் நடந்துச்சு உங்களுக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டே இன்டர்நெட்லேயும் நியூஸ்லேயும் என்ன கவர் பண்ணுதுங்கிறத பார்த்தோம். அதுக்கு அடுத்தடுத்த நாட்கள் அந்த பெங்களூரு ஸ்டாம்பேடுங்கிறது என்னவா பேன் அவுட் ஆச்சு, யார் யார் ரெஸ்பான்சிபிள், ஆர்சிபி மேனேஜ்மெண்ட்டா, இல்லை கேசிஏ அந்த கவர்மெண்ட் அஃபிஷியல்ஸா, இல்லை போலீஸா, இல்லை பொலிட்டிஷியன்ஸா அக்கௌண்டபிலிட்டி எடுத்துக்கிட்டாங்களா அப்படிங்கிற ஓவராலாக அந்த பெங்களூரு ஸ்டாம்பேட் என்னவா பேன் அவுட் ஆச்சுங்கிறத பற்றி நம்ம ஒன்றா கவர் பண்ணி பார்ப்போம் வாங்க. Why did he even go on despite the stampede?
Okay, let me raise some big questions. Why did the celebrations continue despite the stampede that took place outside? Why didn't the Karnataka government anticipate the large surge of crowds? How can they distance themselves from it? Why weren't proper crowd control measures taken by the local administration? Who takes responsibility for the lack of planning? Where does the buck stop? That's the big question. Will accountability be now fixed for the disaster, or will we see passing the buck? Particularly with the Congress government there in Karnataka. Joining me now, special guest Syed Kirmani, 1983 World Cup winning team member, one of the proud sons of Karnataka cricket. Sanjay Sahai, former IPS officer, ex-ADGP Karnataka. Revati Ashok is CEO and managing trustee of BPAC that looks for a better Bangalore. Kuldeep Dantewada is co-founder and CEO, Reap Benefit. I appreciate all citizens joining me at this moment. But I first want to come to you, Sanjay Sahai. Do you accept that this has been a gross negligence? You've got lakhs of people at a stadium and you just don't have adequate police control. Surely police intelligence has grossly failed.
See, first and foremost, I think in the press conference with the Honorable Chief Minister addressed, he is claiming that the event in Chinnaswamy Stadium was a private event. Point number one. Point number two, he says that 2 to 3 lakh people came where the capacity was 35,000. How do 3 lakh people trickle in without the police knowing of it? Number three, when he was ordering the magisterial inquiry, he somehow, I think he was giving a direction to that magisterial inquiry as nothing great would come out of it. So as you see, as any layman would see, that we don't need any prism of a police officer, that there was barely any planning as far as the Chinnaswamy Stadium.
No, so where does the buck stop? Where does the buck stop? Chief Minister Sitharamaiah, does it stop with Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, who's the minister in charge of Bengaluru? Does it stop with RCB? Does it stop with the police?
Rajdev, I'll not be able to tell you exactly whether it stops with D.K. Shivkumar or Mr. Sitharamaiah or whosoever. All I can tell you is that security is the job of the police. And even if it is a private event, and even if they have not taken permission, they were aware of the fact that this event is happening, period. And if this event was happening, they could have either stopped or they could have made arrangements to a level that nothing of this nature could have happened. The traffic management was not in place. People came from all over the site. There's absolutely nothing. You see the visuals, inclusive of the ambulance. So if the security, not only in Karnataka, anywhere in this country, security, the buck stops with the state government.
Okay.
And with the state government, and if you said they did not inform us, it was a private event, then what is the state government doing?
What kind of private event? I'm sorry, private event where Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, Mr. Sitharamaiah are celebrating with the players, once in Vidhan Sauda, once in Chinnaswamy Stadium. This private event is all very well. At the end of the day, it involves the citizens of Karnataka who are public citizens. They have been invited to come to an event. So let's not, this private event is a bogus argument.
I'll tell you. I'll make 2-3 very small points. Events have taken over our existence. And as the IPL chairman was talking about, they are only bothered about the money flow. Crash commercialization, nothing else. And lame excuses are the order of the day. So the capability to create man-made fatal accidents and incidents and able to get away with it, I think that is the crux of the problem.
Well taken, Dr. Sai. In fact, I want to turn to Syed Kirmani. Crash commercialization of the event. When the IPL takes place, money is flowing. You've got super rich cricketers. You've got the netas wanting to associate with the winning team. The point is, when you won the 83 World Cup, before that, there used to be large crowds. My father won in 1971 England. I've seen crowds surging at the Mumbai airport. But now something seems to have reached a stage where the fan frenzy was such that a government doesn't anticipate. Your first reactions, Syed Kirmani, to what has really cast a shadow over RCB's victory?
Firstly, my condolences to the bereaved families. Right. And now this was what a deadly welcome of IPL to the IPL champions of 2025. Now, in our time, there was no such media hype. There was no television. There was no such thing which could lead to such kind of speculation which is going on right now. So on that count, I suppose it is RCB waited for 17 long years to be the champions. Now, the organizers, whoever it may be, they should have also waited for a while to settle down things and then organize a wonderful show to felicitate these great heroes of RCB.
Very good
That is
point.
my
You're saying if you want to have a celebration, plan it out well. Don't do it the very next
Yes.
morning within 24 hours.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because there was no time for these players all to settle down. Immediately they took a flight back into Bangalore, and you see, it was too early to
Very-
make required arrangements.
That's a very
That's
good
where
point.
the crux.
That's a very, very good point you make there. I want to turn to Revati Ashok. Revati Ashok, your CEO and Managing Trustee, BPAC. This is a group which is designed to make Bangalore a better city. These images are going to do Bangalore no credit. I mean, this is the city which has seen itself as the IT software capital, India's 21st century city. What do we see? Very, very poor crowd management, fan frenzy, reaching a point where a slab collapses. More than a dozen people, at least 11, are feared dead. I mean, what does this do to Bengaluru? What does it say about the quality of local governance and administration?
Yes, Rajdeep. First, let me take a moment to condole the very tragic deaths of 11 people and the 50 people, about 50 people who are injured. I think no words to express grief that we feel today. I was around that location, so I know what kind of crowds there were. I think, we have seen this repeatedly, not just of this one. We have seen religious events. We have seen public entertainment events. We have seen crowd management has never been a strength of this country. We have repeatedly failed. We don't learn from experiences. The recent experiences we have had 3 to 6 months before, where tragic deaths had happened. We need to have, today we can use technology so effectively in a city like IT city like Bangalore. Why can we not use crowd management, good crowd management solutions where you can anticipate? No person, this is not just an issue of physical barricade. This is not just an issue of having X number of police people deployed, maybe 5,000 policemen were deployed. This is not just that. It is about understanding when crowds are surging,
Right.
about a kilometer away, you have to create a kind of a fence, an artificial fence where you don't allow people beyond that limit, so that closer to that location. So many things can be done. You can completely block off all vehicles.
if I may say so, ma'am, is human life comes cheap in this country. And the
Yes,
truth,
I think,
truth of the matter
it
is,
is
as
not-
Syed Kirmani has rightly pointed out, Bengaluru wins this match at midnight. Within 12 hours, you want to have these grand celebrations. This could have waited. This could have waited, been properly done with respect to the players, the franchise which has done the city so proud. What was the urgency to try and create this show, what some would call a bit of a tamasha in the end? Kuldeep Dantewadia, your co-founder and CEO, reap benefit. I mean, does Bengaluru feel today let down in a way? Do you feel as a Bengalurian, as an Indian, let down by the images you've seen?
Firstly, condolences to the families who have lost these people. It was supposed to be a joyous occasion. It was supposed to be a celebratory occasion. It was supposed to be an occasion which was getting Bangalore together. So keeping that in mind, it's disappointing, tragic, but also frustrating. This was completely preventable. And when you see fans who love the sport, who love the team, who have showed up there and have lost their lives, this is absolutely tragic and disappointing and absolutely preventable. And that is the saddest part about this. And this is no secret. It was obvious that large number of citizens are going to turn up. Large number of citizens are going to support the team. There are already existing protocols which are there, the NDMA protocols which are there. All it needed was preparation. We have the plans on paper, it needed preparation. So as a Bangalorean, I feel not only let down, but I feel sad that an occasion which was supposed to bring the city together is now leaving a bitter taste in everyone's mouth, and the celebration has gone so wrong. And we might have the plans on paper,
Right.
but there is absolutely zero preparation on the ground.
But we saw Sanjay Sahai when the Indian team last year won the World T20 tournament. Large crowds in Bengaluru, in Mumbai, but well managed by and large. Yes, there was fan frenzy, there always is, but they were well managed. Is there something therefore that the Karnataka state government will have to answer for? Because were they simply not able to understand? You've done intelligence. Surely intelligence would have told them that lakhs of people were gathering, and by then they should have put a different protocol in place. You can't tell me, as Siddaramaiah is saying, that 30,000 people in Chinnaswamy, so only 30,000 will come.
See, leave aside the intelligence part of it. Any gathering, you will calculate at a level with the experts tell you. And experts as the police officers, there are enough of inspectors and DSPs and ACPs who will tell you that nearly the exact numbers will come. But who has the time and energy to take those inputs? What has happened and what has become the order of the day, that every planning is being done from the top level, and once the decision is made, everybody needs to comply. And if something goes awry from the top below, these people escape in a variety
No,
of
but
ways.
could it have been, given the fact, as I said, that the celebrations were decided upon at midnight when RCB won, did the police also need more time, or did they have sufficient time
See,
to
there are
organize
two
in your
things,
view?
Rajdeep, there are two things. One is, if you go by the normal course of events, you need more time. But if you are really in a mood to do something 12 hours down the line, 16 hours down the line, there are different methods by which happen. So you put RAF in place, you get forces from outside, you decide, you talk to people, you do the communication. It's not that the geography is unknown to us. It's not that the population is unknown
Okay.
to us. It's not that we will not be able to get the input. But that is a tough job, and that has to be done with huge amount of planning, some amount of risk, execution, and very precise monitoring operations and things of that nature.
Okay, before I come to you, Syed Kirmani, I just want to play what Rajiv Shukla, who's likely to be the next BCCI president, he's also a Congress MP. He was asked these questions also. Is the BCCI just going to wash its hands off, saying the IPL ended yesterday? After that, we have nothing to do with what happens on the streets or at the Chinnaswamy Stadium of the KSEA. Listen into what Rajiv Shukla, the Congress MP, had to say.
I think it should not be politicized, because this is a cricket function. We should not bring politics into cricket. And it can happen in any state. That means the party in power there should not be blamed for this. First we should ascertain the facts. After that we should decide what should happen and who is responsible. But saying, so I think it should not be politicized at all. It can happen in any state ruled by any political party. That much, if at times it happens in some state where BJP is in power, we should not blame BJP also. इसमें resignation ये सब फिर politicize करने की बात है. ये politics की बात थोड़ा ना है.
Syed Kirmani, do you believe somewhere that cricket has also, that the cricket administration also needs to introspect that the KSEA, you're a part of it, that this was taking place at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. They too will have to be held accountable just as much as the Siddaramaiah government will have to be held accountable tonight.
Well, I suppose all the administration in Karnataka should get together and solve this problem. I have no right to comment about this, Rajdeep. I'm a cricketer, all right. I'm not attached to KSC at the moment. I'm not a member of the KSC.
What's the difference, if I may then ask, between the fans of your generation and today's fans?
Well, the fans of our time were very not as crazy as the fans of today, particularly the IPL. The crazy fans are unbelievable, unimaginable. Particularly, as you could see, that
right.
lakhs and lakhs of people were around Chinnaswamy Stadium just to greet and get a glimpse of these great heroes of IPL.
Right. Revati Ashok, what would you tell? If you had one line to tell Mr. Siddaramaiah and Shiv Kumar today? People who are happily posing with the cricketers, but now are refusing to take any responsibility for what happened. What would you want to tell them as a citizen of Bengaluru?
I think better planning to take more care. I think ensuring that we had many things. No vehicles were blocked off. You should have vehicles blocked off. Many people are walking. Have a fencing done at least 1 kilometer away. You can keep people away so that as the crowd surges, you can keep them at bay there. And if the crowd is not, because it's very difficult to exactly determine the crowd, but that is where technology comes in. I think whether there was sufficient use of technology and use in a manner in which you effectively take decisions, right. I'm not very sure, because it didn't look, from the images, doesn't look like there was much use of technology in this case.
I just want to ask you, therefore, Kuldeep Dantewadia, do you want politicians to step down every time this happens? And I'm going to be joined by a couple of politicians in a moment. Each one wants the other to step down. Do you believe that's the answer? Is that how accountability should be fixed?
No, I think the what they can do if they really mean what they say is take accountability, fix accountability, and be better prepared.
They'll fix it on some low-level police constabulary.
And that's the unfortunate part. If they can take accountability, I think we'll be moving forward, or else we'll just be doing this musical chairs every single time.
Okay. Interesting comments coming in from my guests. This is why Bengaluru is a city where citizens are very active, conscious, angry today, because that is the general mood. There is anger over a tragedy that could have been prevented. I re-emphasize, a tragedy that could have been prevented. Appreciate my guests joining me on the show at this moment. Stay well, all of you, particularly Mr. Syed Kirmani. Always good to see you, sir.
Comment section, sorry, Syed Kirmani, they are not our heroes. Our heroes are Jawans on border. These are just people out there to make money. People should understand it's a private league and players play for money. You don't get anything. It's not a natural achievement. It's just entertainment. That's it. Shameless Karnataka DCM lifting the trophy, having louded bodies outside the stadium. Shame RCB government and KSCA. We say Minister lifting the trophy. What nonsense. Why so urgent to celebrate victory? Proper planning has to be done before celebration. Media over a BCCI and RCB franchise should held responsible to even think of such celebration. Government shouldn't have allowed for this even considering security reasons. Foolish CM and DK Shivakumar to be direct blame. Cricket is a sport, please don't make it up because human. These players did not win the war. If a Bengaluru wins or Chennai or any other franchise team, what makes difference to people? It's a commercial event held every year for 2 months. And whoever wins, it's a part of India. Why such a regional feeling? Why are we heading towards it? Loyal fans, even celebrating after the incident. How can some franchise do this? Are they really humans? Sad to see at least Kohli didn't step out of it. Full responsibility should be taken by the Red franchise. Why should someone need to take the responsibility? People are stamped themselves. Court should take steps in accordance with the law, making concern management, enforcement, and the government accountable for this unfortunate incident. This is unacceptable. You guys need to bring in strong panel to discuss this. Yeah, except for the IPS, no one else spoke much or called out the facts very well. Such a failed government, the government should be blamed. Mr. Kurmani said it very right. They could have waited for at least a week for celebration. What hurts most is the guys even content celebrating even after the stampede. That's what hurts me most. There is no value for common person's life. Super. So that's it, guys. I know it's a very tragic incident that happened. Stampede that took lives of 11 Kannadigas. My condolences to the victims, their families. ஒரு நியூஸ் எப்படி பேன் அவுட் ஆகுங்கிறத நீங்கள் பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. மேலும் இந்த ஹைகோர்ட்டில் இருக்குது. இதுக்கப்புறம் இது என்னவா பேன் அவுட் ஆக போகுது, ஆர்சிபி அஃபிஷியல் எவ்வளோ பேர் இதுக்கப்புறம் மேலும் they found guilty, will more people will be arrested. If found guilty, what BCCI is going to do, is RCB is going to get banned, everything will follow up. Let's follow up. So இத்துடன் இந்த ஸ்ட்ரீமை இந்த வீடியோ நான் முடித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். நான் பண்ணுற கண்டென்ட்லாம் உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருக்குன்னா லைக் பண்ணுங்கள். உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது சஜஷன்ஸ் இருக்குது ப்ரோ, பாலிடிக்ஸில் இதை பற்றி நடக்குது ப்ரோ, இந்த வீடியோக்கு ரியாக்ஷன் பண்ணுங்கள், இந்த நியூஸை பற்றி நியூஸ் ரியாக்ட் பண்ணுங்கள், இல்லை இந்த விஷயத்தை பற்றி பேசுங்க. அதுமாதிரி உங்களுக்கு என்ன ஒப்பீனியன் இருந்தாலும் கமெண்ட் செக்ஷன் தெரியப்படுத்துங்க. இந்த வீடியோவில் உங்களுக்கு விமர்சனம் இருந்தாலும் இல்லை உங்களுக்கு எது பிடிச்சிருந்தாலும் அதை கமெண்ட் செக்ஷன் தெரியப்படுத்துங்க. If you want to support me, hit that subscribe button. That's the only way you can support any upcoming YouTubers like me. So hit it, man. Hit the subscribe button. So hit it, man. Hit the subscribe button. நான் இதோட இந்த வீடியோ முடிச்சுக்கிறேன். இன்னொரு நல்ல வீடியோ சந்திக்கிறேன். See you all. Peace out.